Alright, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is August 9, 2020. I am your host, Luis Palacios, and my co-host, Chris.
Okay, it's your boy, Chris, with the audio mess up. Yo, how's it going?
I started looking at that, I was like, come on, man. Come on. Oh, Lord, amazing. How's it going, everybody? Once again, we are here with more talkings of Pokemon Go, rantings, news, updates, and everything you guys want to hear, of course, because we love Pokemon Go just the same as everybody else. So, we got a lot to do, a lot to talk about, but at the same time, it may be a smaller podcast than usual. However, one thing that you should always check out is to make sure that you check us out at the Professor Network. Please make sure that you check us out there. And the wonderful people at the Professor Network right now, everybody's being impacted by a lot of power outages over in the north, so make sure that you do check them out. The Professor Network has stalled some of their work, but of course, they will be releasing things in the future, in the next few days. And we also want to congratulate the beautiful couple at the Pokemon Masters, since they actually have met their newest member of the family. So welcome to a brand new Pokemon, probably a Pokemon Go player in the future, of course, or Pokemon Master in the future, of course. So definitely check us out and check them out if we want to, because that will really appreciate it. So, Chris, it's been an interesting week, 2 weeks, and week. Actually, it's been a week since we talked about this, right?
It's been exciting. There's been a lot of possibilities, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. But we're gonna go ahead and get our recaps on what this week has been about and what has ended and started and gone by, especially the full Ultra unlocks that we are still in the midst of, but we're now in Ultra week 2. But we're gonna recap week 1 because there's been a lot of controversy on Twitter and a lot of hate in the last few days. I kind of want to actually just point it out a little bit. More like we want to just reverse what has happened and hopefully make it a positive, So, Chris, how's your first week of unlock been? What have you done? Things like that.
I was really looking to get another shiny Gibble. Okay. I thought that was a really realistic goal, but no, I didn't really get that. Let me look through really quick. I don't think I got anything too crazy. I finally got shinies at the end. 2 Horsies, 15 minutes apart or something. It was crazy. I didn't get a shiny Ray. I did get a Hundo though. Oh my God. I'm ready for that Mega. I have 2 Hundos now.
I hate you for that. I hate you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one for sure. Since the start of actually week 1, we did go over a little bit last week with Speedy, but we did, fully end it, and we want to give our full honesty opinions on it because, again, there's been a lot of controversy when it comes down to what week 1 was. So, week 1 Ultra Unlock was the Dragon Week. We unlocked Dragon Spawns, we unlocked Gibble and Raids, Rayquaza and Raids, shinies all around, shiny Dino spawning, common spawning, and then hatching from eggs, and you get the shinies and things like that. So everybody was super excited about this week entirely because shiny Dino is a brand new shiny, Rayquaza is an amazing Pokemon and a beautiful shiny in all regards, and they signed other things. Now, however, when the week started, of course, we started getting to popular 7K eggs to make sure that we can shine or we can hash the shinies. We also started doing more ratings, which, rating all around the world has been, amazing. One of the best features probably Pokemon Go has ever come up with is the remote rating invites. And, since it has come out, I want to say Niantic probably, if you ever think that Niantic make billions in 1 month, it made probably trillions in this last week alone.
Dude, I haven't spent, actual money in the game for a while. I was like, yo, I'm saving a lot on gas money since I'm not going out too much now. Dude, let's make it rain. Oh my gosh, it was just crazy how much I've been putting in for these remote raids.
I know, that has been interesting for sure. It's just all around, people have been remote raiding. We coordinated raids. It's like it's Pokemon Go all over again. Like we feel like the game has actually flourished because of remote raiding. We have been able to raid with people that are all around the world. Like, you know, Reversal has probably done like 500 plus raids in the week alone. Fleshkin, which is I think in the UK, has done over 800 raids and since the week started. It's all around craziness, you know, things like that. So remote raiding really, or at least remote raiding invites has actually like made this game more accessible for people, especially if also the rural players that they have friends all around the world, and then just say, hey, you know, let's go ahead and start raiding people, you know, and just all over nuts. So remote raiding invites, that's not the highlight to this, but it has been a grateful addition to the game for sure. However, the Ultra Unlock Week 1 that we were wanting to talk about, again, Rayquaza, amazing shiny, amazing Pokemon to have, all around like high DPS Pokemon, Mega Evolution coming in the near future. So, you know, people were just going ham. They wanted the shiny, they wanted the Hundo, they wanted the Shundo. I went ham too. Like, not gonna lie, I put $100 in the game and I was like, I'm going in. It's like, I'm going in. I'm going to try to get the Hundo, even if it's not shiny, but I'm going to get the Hundo. However, I did not get the Hundo. I did get many shinies, which Chris is probably jealous about.
I am. You caught up with me. Are those all your shinies, or do you have more?
More. So, when I started getting at least one shiny Rayquaza per day, it definitely was a goal to at least get one per day. So I got the first one in the beginning of the week of the Ultra Unlock. Then I get another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. That was actually one day I missed, but I redeemed it by getting 2 the next day. So I was like, I got one for each day of the week. And of course, people were inviting me also to Gimbal raids, which I did a lot since the Go Fest. And I got one. I finally got one. I was like, yes, finally.
Was it at a raid?
Yeah, it was from a raid. Unfortunately, right now the geotag is messed up in iPhones because we can't see it, unfortunately, so we don't know where it came from. I just know that, you know, people were invited all over the world. But, you know, Rayquaza and Gimbal were not the only ones. I actually have the unexpected spin that come to me. I was like, what? Now, well, no, actually, that's the thing. I went hunting. Actually, this was on Wednesday during raid hour. I went out with my friend. We were just, you know, getting, you know, safely driving around, going to places to raid, get Rayquaza and all that stuff. However, when we were coming back, I spin a stop closer to, you know, my place, and then it was a spin the quest, and I was like, okay, cool. If somebody bites me, I might be able to do excellent or great throws in Rayquaza. So I did, and me and my friend, we literally click on the task. We were like, okay, well, it's not probably not gonna shine, you know. So we click on the task and it shines, and I'm like, I was like, how is this possible? This is the very first shiny Spinda and the very first Spinda quest I've seen in months. I know people have been tagging me for, yeah, it's been months since I've seen this task. And usually when somebody tags me, I'm not close by or that's too far away to drive to it. And I was like, there is no way I'm ever going to get this shiny. Like, never. I was like, completely like, I'm not care. I don't care. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to get this shiny. I don't care about this. And I did. I was like, oh my god. That was actually like the greatest highlight of that day. Because even if I didn't get Rayquazas that during the raid hour, I was still happy just by getting that one shiny.
Yeah, honestly, I thought you saw my post because that was actually the one I posted that morning. So I was like, you're welcome, you're welcome. That's all I was thinking. You're like, oh, I got it on accident.
Yeah, I got it on accident. You know, it's like, it's not even good IVs. It's just like, it's amazing that I finally got the shiny.
Still.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I did do a special lucky trade with a friend and got myself a shiny Durant. So shiny Durant lucky is actually looking pretty fire. And actually, I want to try to test it out in Ultra League for sure.
It's interesting for sure.
I don't know. I think the love of that shiny came because of A-Drive. A-Drive kind of like emphasizes how powerful this Pokemon is in regular Pokemon battles. And I'm just like, yeah, I kind of wanted that. But yeah, no, that was a highlight for sure. But again, we're all talking just about shinies and how much we rate it. If I go, and Chris, you can join me on this. If I go to the Pokédex, and now keep in mind, I didn't actually keep a screenshot before the actual raid started, like for Rayquaza. But not gonna lie, over 162 seen, 136 136 COD. So my ratio is not too bad. It's not even half ratio, so it's actually pretty good. When I say maybe a 70 to 80% catch rate, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm at a 211 scene, 187 caught.
Okay.
Apparently trades do count for this too, though. So you do got to keep that in mind.
Well, I probably have a lot of requests I can trade anyway, so I kind of want to do the lucky, shiny, special trades.
Yep, that's a lucky trade kind of thing.
Oh yeah, especially since I have a lot of trade fodder at this point. I have a lot of shiny trade fodder. I mean, not gonna lie, having like 8 Rayquazas, shiny Rayquazas is not going to be that difficult when it comes down to it. And I'm getting invited to a raid. Nice. Ooh, this is actually featuring the remote raid part once again for you guys. So hopefully I can get in.
Do you have a pass?
Yeah, I do, but I can't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't join the raid group anymore. Probably because I was looking around. Maybe because it's full too. Now, one of the things that's remote raiding is that you can join unless the raid is full or anything like that. So unfortunately, if I get invited to another one, I get invited to another one. It is what it is. All right, so shiny SIs and everything. One of the controversies that we wanted to talk about this is that shiny Dino, being as rare as it was, and how bad it was in rates or rates in X, has put a lot of people on the fence on how they treat 7KX and how they treat super rare spawns. Now, Chris, I want to actually hear your opinion to this. Do you think that the rates on Dino alone, not even shiny Dino, because shiny is one thing of another, just Dino alone were super low during week 1 of the Ultra Unlock?
No, because honestly, I remember reading with you that it said if you're incredibly lucky, you may hatch it. This was the first time they put incredibly lucky there. I think people are just trying to complain so they bring back Dino. And don't get me wrong, I would love a shiny Dino. I want shiny Dino. It looks amazing. There's going to be a calm day, though. So you don't need it right away. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's just the way I feel.
Yes and no. I'm going to also say one of the 2 things that happened while I look for the Ultra Unlock news, which unfortunately I don't.
That's exactly what I was trying to look for, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I'm trying to look for it, and Pokemon Go having so many news, it kind of makes it a little bit harder to find for sure.
And to be honest, I saw a lot of people hatching dinos. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was like 1 every 3 batches of eggs, but they were still hatching them.
Yeah, now
you're not going to get it at every egg.
I did a smart thing, clear my egg space, have it super incubators on the ready since I have a lot from GoFest. Things like that. I went ahead and, cleared out, got the 7K eggs and started hatching. Not gonna lie, I actually hatched probably 5 or 6 dinos out of the entire 2 batches of eggs that I could do daily. And it wasn't like it was bad rates, it's just that, all the other Pokemons that were on the spawn pool of eggs were kind of like, diminishing what it was. Horsey, Trapinch, whatever the case may be. And they were spawning in the wild. So it was like, those kind of things. Now, I understand, you don't want to just put 1 or 2 of the super rare Pokemons on 7K eggs because everybody will be hatching it. I understand that. That rates, they have to keep it at a minimum, but make it to a point where it's almost impossible to hatch them. That maybe it seems a little too much. Now, the Silt Arena, or not Silt Arena, I'm sorry, the Silt Row did the research. And, everybody's been posting research, everybody's been asking the community, all the popular content creators that were actually saying, what the heck is going on here? So, out of probably 150 hatches over, 15 or 10 or 10 or 15 people, hatching eggs from 7K eggs and everything, nobody was hatching Dino. Literally nobody was hatching Dino. And we were all just at this point, we're saying, what the heck? Now, I would understand if it was a super rare spawn in the wild and they were hatching rarely on eggs. I can understand that. But when they're hatching an eggs at a bare minimum of even less than 1%, less than 0.5% probably, or 0.05%, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I remember it's less than 1.
Yeah, and then you barely, not even barely, you couldn't even find it in the wild. Now, listen to this. In our area, we had, the tropical storm and everything that's going on. So we had, luckily, we were safe. No, nothing was going to happen. However, we did have windy weather for the dragon types, plus the dragon spawns. So we're like, okay, cool. We can probably see, the amount of dragon spawns thanks to the Ultra Unlock. However, Dino was not spawning anywhere in the wild that we could find, no matter where it was. Now, I understand it's still a rare spawn, but even Dratini or even Gibble can actually spawn higher than this. And Gibble was spawning in the wild. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. Gibble was spawning in the wild, and
I saw a bunch every day.
Yeah, and it was either during windy weather or sunny weather because it's a dual typing. But the only times you ever see Dino is either through foggy weather, which we barely even get, and windy weather, which is rarely in our area, or even in some other part of areas. I mean, if you go to Chicago, you get windy weather like every other day, but still, so it is the wind.
Sorry, sunny.
Yeah, it's either the windy city or windy city. So, but that's the thing, That's the controversy that we saw on Twitter. Now, people were mad. People were like, what's going on? Why is this Niantic doing this? Why do they want to spend things like that? Not gonna lie, I kind of want to agree to them, but at the same time, I want to understand Niantic's point of view. Go ahead.
I think, I'm sorry, but I honestly think this is partially their way of not encouraging you to go out and hatch eggs right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's kind of why it seems like they're trying to get the remote raids really out there and about so people can do that safely from home. I think that's part of it. But I honestly don't know why they released the shiny right now. That they're just asking people to get annoyed that they didn't get the shiny,
Yeah.
That's the way I feel.
Yeah, it's one of the things. Now, the shiny was released. We knew it was released. People, at least, the incredibly lucky people who were able to hatch one. And then, of course, Dino is a Pokemon that you get on GPL reward if you, get your wins and everything, or if you get as a percentage of ranks. But again, it's like putting, a shiny possibility on a Pokemon that you can barely even think of finding in the wild. The reason that I think that you can see a Dino is if we actually get foggy weather, because I think the dark typing of that Pokemon is higher than the dragon typing in that regard.
I can believe it.
Yeah, so if we ever see something like that again, if you guys ever see foggy weather in your area and you are, in a proximity where a Dino could spawn, let us know, please. We want to actually get this information. But yeah,
I mean, the only one we heard about spawning anywhere near us was in Tampa from Speediest Chief. That was the only one I've heard of.
Yeah, and it is what it is when it comes down to it. It's like I kind of want to say at the same time, Niantic have to make some kind of way of doing things, and I understand this is a good way. This is an interesting way of doing it. I'm not gonna say it's a good way. The rates were probably too low for people to actually say it was okay to do that. Now, that was the controversy. That was the bad part of the event, because at the end of the day, it was a brand new shiny release. And just like Chris said, we're probably going to get a community day for it eventually. So if that happens, Dino will not be a rare spawn anymore. We'll probably have something completely different in that regard. And, whenever that case may be, we'll see it once the next generation comes around and how they treat older spawns, because Dratini was spawning everywhere, and that was supposed to be a rare spawn because Dratini is a dragon type Pokemon, but you were literally clicking on 20 million Dratinis plus hatching them from eggs. So in that case, maybe Ultra and Weak, I want to say I give it maybe, I don't know, a 7 out of 10 when it comes down to it. What about you, Chris?
I'd do about the same. I mean, I know the fact that all the common spawns were either Dratini or would be dragons in quotation marks, which I know they evolve into dragons, but I know a lot of people are disappointed by it. Like, we're not even going to see Mega Trico for a while, Sceptile for a while, and stuff like that.
Yeah. And, of course, don't get me even started on 2-star raids for Gibbles. Okay?
Dude, I saw like one a week. It felt like.
Oh, my God.
The invites were good, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the best part was about this. Like, that saving grace to this whole egg madness for Dino is that at least Gibble and Rayquaza were in raids. And, people were going ham, wanted to do this, wanted to do that, wanted to make sure that people say, hey, there's a Gibble, invite me, this and that. Now, raid invites, there is, I don't want to say it's a glitch, but it's like kind of like an exploit. You can invite people to raids, you can back out, leave that raid book, and then invite another group if you wanted to. So you don't have to like only do it once, you can do it multiple times because you are not spending a raid pass until the actual battle starts. Mm-hmm. So, in all regards, that was the saving grace of that week. It's probably going to be the saving grace for the next few weeks, depending on how the news are from here on out, which we don't have a lot. Well, that's what I'm saying, but still. But yeah, that's week 1 on to unlock. 7 out of 10. Rayquaza, Gibbles, Dinos. It is what it is. All right, Chris. Ready for second part of our recap. The full swing of Enigma Week. What do we have this week, Chris?
Dude, it's been pretty crazy.
Right.
I gotta say, I really do like the release of Staryu. I know a lot of people are mad about how Staryu looks right now.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I've got one, and I love Staryu's normal shiny. It's like a platinum white normally, and then it has the blue gem. It does have the blue gem, but it looks like a rusted green. It's gross.
Yeah. So it's interesting how those fare out. So the Ultron Week, number 2 Enigma Week, started on August 7th, the Friday, and is ending next Friday on the 14th. We have all these Psychic-type Pokemons appearing in the wild: Staryu, Jigglypuff, Clefairy, Lunatone, and Solrock, which are spawning worldwide right now, guys. That's a sought-out Pokemon for a lot of people. Bolton, Bronson, and the brand new Pokemon Elgyem, which I don't know how to say the name still, but I hope I'm saying it right.
I think that was right.
Of course, 7KX is once again, one of the things, but they're not as rare as Pokemon said before. Cleffa, Igglybuff, Lunatone, Solrock, and Elgyem. I'm okay with not hatching any more 7KX after last week. Trust me, I am like done with it. I got a couple of them from just opening gifts today because I wanted to get more Pokeballs, and all I hatched was Cleffas. Like all Cleffas. I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. Which, shiny chance still, but, while we...
I really want Jigglypuff, man. I need another one. So Julie doesn't take my only one.
Maybe I'll open and have maybe a couple of them running, but I don't want to, had a full batch of, 7KAs when it comes down to it.
No. Free incubator for me.
Yeah. So, however, that's not the only news. We do have confirmation of these Pokemons in raids, which, in 2-star raids, we have the unknown spawning in those raids, and we have the 5 letters U, L, T, R, and A. And of course, confirmation by Niantic themselves. They can be shiny.
I know.
Shiny.
I know.
They can be shiny. And and that means that's 5 more shinies to hunt for at this point. Okay, Mr. Is that you? Is that a you?
Yeah, I thought it was a W, but it's a U.
It's a you? Nice. So, Ultra Unlock. I mean, once the release of Shiny Unknown in Pokemon Go Fest, hopefully all the other letters can be shiny for regard. However, remember, Unknown is super rare.
Actually, what I'm reading here is that Niantic says that after this event, Shiny Unknown will go back into hiding.
Shiny Unknown.
So you might want to hunt them now. I guess they're forcing you to use your passes on Unknown. That's just what I'm reading here from Polygon.
Can we probably just say money for Niantic?
They're like, we didn't get enough money from Dino. Keep giving us money, please.
No, not enough money from Rayquaza, dude. Like, holy Jesus.
Dude, they're trying to be trillionaires, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, I gotta respect it. I love hunting unknowns from raids.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, whenever I get the invite to school, if I see one, I'll probably do it. That's not too bad.
I just need art.
I kind of want the L just because it starts with my letter. Of course, the Luis, Luis. I mean, that would be nice to have. There's no C right now, so unfortunately I can't get also C for Chris or P because it's the Purified Podcast. So unfortunately I'll have to deal with my own name. So
I need the exclamation point shiny whenever that comes out.
Oof, the rareness. Now, like I was saying, unknown is rare. We don't know exactly if one spawning in the wild will be shiny or the other forms will be shiny. Niantic kids say they will go back into hiding. I think it's just a play of words. I'm thinking that because unknown is just ultra rare,
really rare.
In that regard, you probably if you see one, the possibilities of even finding one is one thing, and the possibilities of being a shiny one is two. So it's just one of those insane moments where you're like, if it's gonna be shiny, it's not gonna be shiny. It's still an unknown. Something, maybe a letter you don't have. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's. Make sure you do your unknown letters. I did get a couple of new ones thanks to this. I think I got the R or the A. That was something that I was missing in the book in the unknown deck.
There was definitely two I needed, but I guess I caught one of them, so it's just R now. So I'm waiting to get invited to one of those or see one of those.
Yeah, definitely. I know I've been missing a couple in the actual numbers, but I mean, because we gone to Go Fest and we gone to Safari Zones and Dawn Safari Zones and whatever, we do have a pretty decent amount of unknown letters, which it's not gonna like all the other content creators out there that have every single one, and I'm just like, okay, well.
Yep, I saw somebody flexing it the other day. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, definitely. However, that is not the only thing that, of course, is super super cool about Enigma week 2, is that we also have Deoxys back in the raid, and actually I'm doing one right now for you guys. Somebody invited me. Thanks to invite of raid remote raids. I can't even talk anymore, guys. It's been a long week. And of course, Deoxys can be shiny. So shiny Deoxys, normal form only right now. We don't know if the actual other forms will be released as shinies. Once one Pokemon is shiny, I'm sure the other forms will be, just like the unknowns. However, when will they release the other forms? When will this attack form and defense form, which I know everybody in the GBL one and FGBL ones.
Look at Giratina. The other Giratina wasn't released yet, and I think it's going to be a long time for Deoxys. I don't know.
Well,
I really want Origin shiny.
I think that Origin Giratina will be shiny. Actually, it wasn't shiny in Go Fest, right? Nobody was posting a shiny Go Fest.
I was crying. But I think we're due Dialga and Palkia shiny before that even.
I'm gonna guess just because of how the month works. I do understand maybe Dialga and Palkia. Once August ends and we have September still. September will be the month of trying to get a couple of things out there like Dialga and Palkia, just like you mentioned, and then Origin form Giratina will probably be in Halloween time.
Ooh, dude, I'd love it.
Yeah.
I'd love it.
Yeah, definitely. So, real quick, let's check on this Deoxys. I didn't check the CP, so I don't know if it's good or not. Here we go. Nah. 1751.
I was waiting to hear the yell.
It's like, shiny! No, it's not shiny, guys. If I get another one, we'll do it, of course, in stream. So that's not a problem there. But yeah, shiny Deoxys and other forms. Hopefully we'll get them soon. Again, Deoxys is a mythical Pokemon, so you are not able to trade for the shiny or the one that you want. So you better get your hands on one if you can. If you get, of course, remote raid invites, that will probably be your best bet of getting one soon. So, and of course there is a lot of places you can go. I want to say you can also go to our Discord, but unfortunately, Chris and I, sometimes we don't have the time to do remote raids. But other people do help you do remote raids, join a Discord, do anything like that. They definitely are going ham these last few days since the remote raid invites are in. So make sure you go ahead and get your shiny. Again, it's just like Dark Cry.
You can't trade it.
You can't trade it. Mythical Pokemons are just like that, but you can get multiples of them. That will help out. Just do as many as possible. That is not a problem. I do see your comment there, Chris. Hopefully it is.
Dude, I hope. If it's unknown R, I'm gonna be screaming.
It's like, get the shiny now. Anyway. But yeah, that is, of course, week 2 for the Ultra Unlock. And let's talk about, of course, week 3, which, it's coming by next Friday. I have a sponsor gift now. Oh, yes, we'll be talking about that soon in a second.
Yeah.
Week 3, it will be the Unova week. So, brand new Pokemon. Seawolf, Conley, Emolga, Buffalon, originally only discovered in the Unova region. And they will make Force coming into Pokemon Go for the very first time.
Don't remind me about Buffalon.
Buffalon being only in New York City and surrounding areas. Good luck with the regionals there, guys. But yeah, there's definitely more Pokemons, of course. If you're lucky, you might find an Emolga, which Emolga being a very big competitor for the
huge
Flying
typing.
Cup. Yeah, huge typing in the Flying Cup and all those considered Pokemons. And then of course shiny Roggerlola, which I hopefully said that right.
It's my rock boy. I need it.
Rock boy it is indeed. So yes, more to come in the next few days. We'll definitely cover that and talking about that, of course. And then the last thing that we have to, of course, to talk about is our thoughts about Community Day Magikarp. Chris, what you got for me?
I had a lot of fun with it, honestly.
Yeah.
I was legit just looking for PvP IVs. You want a perfect for Master League for sure. But I did get a lot of shinies. A lot more than I thought. The first one I clicked on, shiny. The second one I clicked on, shiny. My first ever back-to-back shiny.
Really? After 2 years
all of these. Not back-to-back, just back-to-back. I've never had 2 in a row. And then I had one that wasn't shiny. And then the next one was shiny. So I got 3 shinies in my first 4 clicks.
Nice.
So I was losing it, man. It was a really good experience for me.
That's pretty good. I mean, of course, Magikarp Community Day is not the most exciting community in the world, especially since the shiny has been out for over 2 years at this point. Definitely, one of the things that happens, is getting the shinies. Now, I was working through the first half of Community Day. It was a 6-hour event, so people were at any time would play it. And then, of course, I had other errands to run. So I was running the whole Gold Plus deal the entire day. Not even looking at my phone, just making sure that the Gold Plus was running. Run out of Pokeballs, things like that. And, I got 6 shinies, so I think I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's a good haul. It would have been nice to actually have PvP readies, although I did forget about the evolving one for PvP.
At least you have December. Yeah, just a reminder, you guys probably will be able to evolve it with the Calm Day move in December. And I could probably trade you one. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably go use a trade one for sure. You can also use an Elite TMs to get the specific move once it releases, so make sure you don't do it right now, guys. Usually we get a little bit of news probably after the weekend ends when you can actually TM the Pokemon into the actual Community Day pool Pokemon. Or move, I'm sorry. So make sure you don't do it right now if you guys are listening to this, or in the future you're listening to this, because you will not get it until it's actually confirmed by other people. So we'll definitely let you guys know about that. So yeah, Community Day for me was just like a normal day. I knew I was just gonna spend the entire day Gold Plusing or just not even checking my phone, because I mean, Magikarp, as much as the shiny is beautiful and all that when it's in Gyarados form, the only thing that I really wanted is the Stardust. And of course, 3-time Stardust is always a welcome Community Day move, especially since Magikarp is a super easy common Pokemon to catch, and you're not able to waste so much on it. So I ran the Star Piece, I ran the Incest, and I was just like, it is.
You know what? I forgot to catch a lot of my stack. I only caught a few.
Yeah.
The research stack.
Yeah.
I was also really excited. The last hour of the event, we actually got rainy weather over where I was.
Nice. No, I didn't get anything like that, so we're good. But yeah, definitely something that it was nice. A lot of people were actually happy about it, and since Ultra League is coming soon, definitely a Pokemon that you want to use because of it. But we'll definitely discuss how Gyarados will make a splash into Ultra League soon. Alright guys, it's time for our research topics. We've been ranting about a lot of all the recaps and everything, but it is time for the news. Research topic time. Here we go. So, as mentioned previously, we do have a new sponsor here in the United States, and it's called the Baskin-Robbins sponsorship. So, if you actually go to a Baskin-Robbins, you'll see a Pokestop, which, you spin it, you get a special gift. You actually, as you probably already saw earlier in the podcast today in the live feed, is that you actually get, the sponsor from them and to be able to get a code for maybe it's a smoothie or something, or, ice cream, whatever else they do in Baskin-Robbins. I've never really gone to Baskin-Robbins myself, so.
Same. No, if I went there, I only went there like once.
Yeah, probably. Same. And I don't remember what they have aside from probably ice cream at this point. But anyways, Baskin-Robbins sponsorship, it's actually okay with it, especially on the summer because, Pokemon Go players, whatever they're out, if they want to go out, they need some refreshments. And before we still have the sponsorship of Starbucks, we did lose the sponsorship for Sprint. But, we still have the Galaxy, so Androids and all that stuff. Hopefully they'll get more sponsorship stops out in the future. I do have to, of course, I have a Starbucks next to my McDonald's, like not too far from here. And it's still not a sponsor stop in there. So I'm like, okay, I may have to do some work in Wayfair for this.
I gotta say, this is not the worst way that they could have done ads. So I think this is probably the best thing they could have done. You don't have to click on it. You can disable it too in the settings.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I mean, usually the gifts gives you a nice little addition to a little bit of Stardust there, a couple of Pokeballs there. So it's a little bit helpful. So I mean, I'm gonna keep it open for that reason.
I've got max potions from it. I think I got Ultra Balls once.
Yeah,
it's a pretty nice collection.
Yeah, definitely. So it's not a bad thing to have when it comes down to it. But if you don't see a sponsor location for those specific sponsors, you might want to actually try to get them through Wayfair to make sure you do, because those really get approved pretty easily. Say, hey, it's a sponsor Pokemon stuff, and like, okay, yeah, we'll just go ahead and approve it for sure. I'll definitely do that in the next few days. I'll have some time in the next week for sure. And then, of course, another part of the news was, of course, remote rating. We want to actually give our full thoughts about remote rating invites and remote rating indeed as it is. Because as it is right now, remote ratings, thanks to the bonuses that we have from Niantic and the whole pandemic, we can do the same damage as a regular raider are in person. We can hold more, or actually, the discount on remote rating or the passes are still discounted in the shop. They still mention that every time somebody talks about remote rating. And then, of course, remote up to 10 people to a remote raid just by doing it. I think it's going to revert back to 5. I'm not entirely sure on that regard. We will have some information on that probably in the near future. But Chris, I want to actually hear from you too. Do you think the remote raids should be nerfed after this whole world pandemic is ended?
I don't know how much they're gonna nerf the damage. I don't think any. Okay, so I did get an unknown actually. Speaking of remote raids, it's the letter A. I don't know if you guys want to do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. Okay. I don't know. I think it's definitely what we needed right now to help slow COVID, going on right now.
Definitely.
In the future, though, I don't know. If they lower it any more than 70%, is it worth the money? You're spending more for the remote raid. I mean, they're trying to discourage people from just sitting on their butts. They want you to go, Pokemon Go. Go out there, raid with friends, You can't really do that right now. But
that's true.
I don't know. I'm really interested to see if, like, when they take it away, people just riot like they did for Dino. But I don't know. We'll see.
So
start that raid.
Yeah, go ahead and say the 8 bytes. That the worst thing it can be is that, you know, remote raiding can actually hurt more the player, just like you mentioned. If they reduce the damage of the remote raiders to 70%, 80%, and you need more than the actual, you know, 5 people that usually takes you to take out a legendary Pokemon, you know, to actually finish a raid, you know, that will probably hurt as much as it can be. However, you know, again, remote raids, best addition in Pokemon Go so far. Invites, best addition that they can ever happen. But how the world is going to react, how everybody that has started playing Pokemon Go at first, and then now that they're going to, you know, try to max out as much as possible, you know, the remote raid invites, how are we going to feel after everything is reverted back? Again, guys, Pokemon Go is a game to go outside and play, not to sit down and just, like, you know, do everything in your house. Right now, the world is in a crisis. We want to make sure everybody's safe. Niantic has done everything they can, and I think they have done literally everything that we can to actually do remote, to actually, like, stay away from so much problems and crisis in the world. I thank Niantic for that. But again, a lot of the players are going to feel the burn after everything goes back to normal. We're gonna have to start walking again. Thanks for the invite, Chris. We're gonna have to, you know, hatch eggs at the regular kilometers, you know, not the actual special bonuses of halving, you know, which has been a good addition too. And then remote rating, just like anything else. And invites, yeah, it will be awesome to still invite people, but I think we're still going to have to, you know, go out and play. Core moments of Pokemon Go is to go out and play. You don't sit down on your butt all the time. You don't do this all the time. So definitely something that we want to do for all of you. So yeah.
What I'm really concerned about isn't necessarily spending more money to do less damage on its own. What's really making me nervous is the fact that you're going to get less Premier Balls.
Yeah.
So you're going to catch less Pokemon if it's not shiny. So a lot of people are going to get mad when they get that Hundo and it runs on them because they only have 10 Premier Balls. Yes. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yes, damage reduction, Premier Ball reduction. It's kind of one of the things. I kind of want to hopefully see the future of this as we go along. But I'm sure the Pokemon Go community can adjust just as well that we have adjusted to what we have right now. Because, you know, before this whole pandemic, this year even started, we were going ham on everything that they would do. We would organize raid moments, raid weeks, or raid times, anything in that regard. We didn't even know what Pokemon Go Fest was going to look like this year. We only knew that we're just going to, you know, go out to a city, play with other people, just like the community is, you know, and all that stuff. And, you know, that was the plan for this year. But again, because of everything that has happened in this year alone, in this last 5 months alone, has made the world change of how they look at it. So, in all this, honestly, I think that even if we were to go back to our regular, you know, moments in Pokemon Go, I think that, you know, the community can adjust to know exactly how they want to do it. So, and, you know, we'll definitely go out and play with our friends again, you know, meeting with them, finally able to get together, you know, have a global event. Now that everything that's tested this year for the global moments, we definitely want to see that part implemented to our live events once again. So if Pokemon Go does it well, and I know Niantic can do it well, I'm sure they will have some amazing moments in the near future because of that. All right, Chris, are you ready?
Oh, I checked it. It wasn't shiny for me. I know it will be for you, though.
Dang it.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting.
Oh, God. That would have been awesome.
That was your good luck charm.
Yeah, well, you can have what you can get. All right, guys. So yeah, that's basically what it is, and we also wanted to do, of course, remote rate invites, just like Chris did. So that's actually pretty good that we actually got everything done in just a couple of seconds there. Not bad ideas either way.
I'm actually surprised how long Unknown lives. To be honest, it's pretty chunky.
Yeah, chunky as it is. Chunky. But yeah, that's basically the news. We actually don't have a lot of Phil news in the last few days. If you guys want to know, though, I did try to send my friend code to Ninja because he actually posted on Twitter saying that he wants some friends. So I'm like, okay, Ninja, here you go. Hold on, please. I mean, daily player here. That would be awesome. But, you know, we got to do what we got to try.
Put your foot in the door, boy.
I know, right? But yeah, alright guys, it's time for our PvP section. Get good, get wrecked. Here we go, Chris. It's time.
I'm ready.
It's time to
ready.
talk.
This is a fun one.
Yeah, it's time to talk about that spammy new boy, the Spam King in Ultra League. Alright, Chris, what you got for me?
Okay, so before Gyarados was always a fun one. He's a dragon. A non-dragon that knows Dragon Breath. And it's always been fun with that. There's been a few people that run Waterfall. He's good with Waterfall, Bite, or Dragon Breath, which is crazy. But in Ultra League, he's actually very, very high ranked. The best ranked out of all the leagues. He's ranked 6th with Dragon Breath, Aqua Tail, and Crunch. And I think this is mostly because he counters a lot of the top meta and a lot of the spice picks too. I mean, everybody really has a altered Giratina that they like to run, and they just can't outspam him, especially after the debuff to Ancient Power. They just can't touch you anymore. It's insane. And Aqua Tail definitely helps versus the Registeel in Ultra League, but I don't... It definitely... Actually, yeah, let me check that matchup, because both of his moves... don't do good against him. The fighting or the flash cannon.
Yeah.
I'm curious about that.
Yeah, so Gyarados being one of those Pokemons that are just, because of his community day, has actually gotten a good move in all regards. And it looks like Chris actually found something good there.
Oh, dude, he wins. He wins versus Registeel. Not by a lot, but it's actually funny.
Nice.
Like, even with Dragon Breath, that's resisted by Registeel, he still wins with 10 HP.
That's great. That's actually pretty good. You know, when it comes down to what can win against what, it is all really about the practice when it comes down to it. I'm pretty sure a well-skilled player can actually use that Registeel and actually destroy the matchup if they do well enough on it. But again, Gyarados with Aqua Tail has actually increased his chances of being a good Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
With the addition that, of course, will have Mega Gyarados in the near future.
Dude, I'm really excited for that, because his new typing's going to be pretty spicy too.
It's going to be interesting because it will get staff if you actually use Bite on it and Crunch, because it will actually have the Dark typing and lose this Flying typing. So that will actually make it a little more viable when it comes down to it, being a Water Dark type Pokemon. And, you know, only use it in that moments alone, because you never know how Mega Evolutions are going to work in this game specifically.
I was gonna say, if he was Dragon Dark, he'd probably be worse off, but
well, I don't know. It will be losing more to the Fairy typing, because if it's Dragon and Dark, then you just lose entirely. You'll be quadruple weakness to it, and that's the difference on that regard. However, being a Dark Water type actually gives him a little liabilities, just like Sharpedo. Sharpedo actually has that typing. It loses to, you know, the fighters out there, but in all regards, how spammy Aqua Tail is can actually give him that stab move. And then if you have Crunch, even better, because you do have Stab on that. So that being said, Gyarados being the Ultra League new spammer as a Mega Evolution, hopefully that will actually make a more viability on how, you know, it will work out in those regards.
You know what you just reminded me of?
What?
I told you about this right before. I actually deleted my rank 1 Ultra League.
Oh man, Now, is the rank 1 supposed to be a 2-start?
Supposed to be what?
When you search the starts on Magikarp, is it a 2-start that you would use?
Let me double check, because I have the screenshot still. And in the screenshot, I didn't put a star on it, and this is how I know I deleted it. And I'm just super sad about it. It was a 0, 15, 14. It is... Ooh, it's kind of hard to tell, actually, because the Kalki is in front of it. Yeah, no.
I think I have a 4, 13, 15 there. Let me check it out real quick on Pokegenie, of course.
It can't be that bad.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't remember. Oh, 98%. It's a rank 75.
Yeah, that's really good. Any sub-hundos, any sub-hundreds are just great in Ultra League.
Yeah, definitely. I don't have a Cotel on it, though.
Yeah, I was like ready to cry after I found out I deleted that rank 1. It was rank 2 for Great League 2.
Yeah.
So I was flex that thing.
Definitely. But yeah, I mean, Gyarados and Mega Gyarados coming soon into Pokemon Go, and how it will fare out. We'll see how it goes, because I'm pretty sure all the PvP players out there are going to be using an Ultra League tomorrow. Since tomorrow is the start of Ultra League, GBL, and of course the Premier Cup Ultra League.
There was people in, I don't know where they were from, but the night before we had our comm day, somebody was using it in Great League, and they destroyed me with it.
Oh my god.
So don't sleep on it. It's not ranked very high in Great League. It's like, what? I think 123? 159 in Great League normally. I mean, and that's without the shadow.
It is less bulky in as the leagues go down. So
he's got good typing though. Like he resists grass, he resists ground. He's only really got to worry about electric types, which there are a lot of them in Great League.
Yeah.
Not really a lot in the higher ones, but yeah, you're gonna have to worry about that in Premier Cup with Magnezone.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's the newest banking right there, and well, Master League is gonna be interesting too. I mean, you of course won the Hondo for
Premier Cup.
Yeah, Premier Cup Master League is going to be interesting. But yeah, and what else we got there for me, Chris? Anything else?
Let me think. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, I guess in Master League, you're gonna be great versus Metagross because he resists the Steel, and Swampert isn't gonna be able to touch him if it's running the traditional moveset. Even Sludge Wave won't do that much to it. You're just gonna have to watch out for the Magnezone and any other electric type. Just keep that in mind, guys.
Definitely. But yeah, once like I mentioned, Ultra League will be starting on Monday. This podcast will probably go live by the time it actually goes there, so make sure you have the PvP ready Pokemons. I will try Premier Cup on Ultra, and mostly because I don't want to see any more legendaries out there for it.
Fun.
It's gonna be fun. Mostly because I also don't have a legendary team, so I'm pretty good on that. But yeah. All right, Chris, is there nothing else to talk about today?
I think that's it for me, man.
Yeah, I think we actually cover everything that we have actually mentioned, of course, through the Ultra unlocks, and this is, of course, the Plus Ultra one. But yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. This will be the end of the podcast, of course. Of course, if you want to listen more to the podcast, make sure you check us out in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and more podcast services. This is, of course, the live feed on YouTube. If you go ahead and subscribe to YouTube, that would greatly appreciate it. And, of course, you can give us some information. How's your day going? Email us, of course, at thepurifiedpodcast@gmail.com. You can text or voice message at 941-417-9243. Definitely follow us on all our social medias. I am myself in Pure Lottery Go. Chris at...
I'm on Twitter at Christo0517. You'll find me on Twitch with just my name, Pokemon Trigger, please.
Definitely. And, of course, you can check me out on Twitter and Twitch, YouTube, whatever you guys want me to, of course. And then, of course, don't forget to check us out at thepurifiedpodcast.com, where we have the Professor Network paired with, of course. So, yeah, that will be it. Chris, how about you? Take us away for the night.
Alrighty, man. So So we've had a crazy week. A lot of really good Pokemon. A lot of dragons. Probably not the ones you wanted, but oh well. You know, we're going to have good comm days in the future. So definitely look forward to that. You know, stay safe out there, guys. Send us your raids. Maybe we'll hop in. See you guys around. Peace out.
Have a good night.